What up guys, Super Metal 993 here bringing us another CD review from Sunderland. But before I get into this review, I'd just like to say a few words. I deeply apologise for the lack of videos recently, and that has come about due to my camera stand, my old camera stand, one day got knocked over and basically the whole top half just came off, and there was no ways or means of repairing it, and quite frankly I didn't fancy stacking up a load of shit and doing it like that. So yeah, I decided to just leave it and just buy a new camera stand later on, but for the meanwhile enjoy some music. And I really have been enjoying a lot of music recently, new albums coming out, a load of CDs that I've been buying, shit like that. It's just been music overload recently, and I just haven't had time to review it. But now that I've got my new camera stand, which quite frankly is way better than my other one, and I've also got a little like holster thing that goes on the top of my camera stand, which holds my iPhone in place, because that's what I use to record my videos. I know a few of you were asking, so yeah, that's new, and hopefully this video will inspire me to do a load more CD reviews. I've got a load of albums going through my head, and either when I get the CD of them or when I fancy doing it, I'll do a review straight away for you. So there's a lot more to come on this channel, so keep an eye out for that. Especially in the next updates and purchases, you'll be able to find out what I'll probably be reviewing. So yeah. But for now, here's a CD review. This one hasn't been featured in updates and purchases, might I add, so better get straight on with it. This is what I'm going to be reviewing for you today. Yep, this is the 2012 album from the band Bodyfarm, entitled Malevolence. This is released under Cyclone Empire. Now, I know Bodyfarm's not exactly the biggest band, so I know not a lot of you out there are familiar with them. They are a Dutch four-piece death metal band who play like a very old school, heavy, meaty style of old school death metal. And if I was to say in vein of someone, it would be like kind of Vile era, Cannibal Corpse, Jungle Rot, like Grave, just that sort of old school death metal that's really nasty, heavy, in your face death metal, and how it's meant to be, if you ask me. So yeah, this album, as I said, was released in 2012. I got into this band through the almighty Infidel Amsterdam, who did a promo for them about their EP and this album, and the band's just recently released their new album, The Coming Scourge, which, funnily enough, how I got my hands on this album, I ordered the Coming Scourge t-shirt about a week ago, and a week later I get a phone call from my gran. Oh, there's a package for you. I was like, great. My mum picked it up, brought it back, and it was a tiny envelope. I was like, that's a tiny t-shirt. I opened it to find the CD, which I didn't order. So I inboxed the band straight away, and after a few words and stuff, they are going to be sending me the shirt. I think they said it was getting sent out today, so it should arrive by next week, and it'll feature in me updates and purchases when that comes around. But they said, just enjoy the album and we'll send you the shirt. So I was like, push. So yeah, here's my review for you if you end up watching this. So yeah, it's a 10-track long album with 9 original songs with one cover at the end, which I'll get to. Yeah, it's a cover. Just double checking. So yeah, this album I really wasn't expecting an awful lot, in all honesty, because quite recently I haven't been really in a massive death metal mood, even though I got myself a new death metal kind of shirt and a few others. I just haven't been in a massive death metal kind of mindset. And then when I put it on, I was blown away. I was like, ooh, this is good. And it is really good. It's quite just a sheer enjoyable death metal album to listen to. I've listened to it quite a few times since buying it, roughly around 5 or 6 times now, all the way through, and with every listen I just get more and more enjoyment out of it, because it's nasty, it's evil, it's heavy, and it's one of my favourite words to use when it comes to death metal, chuggy. And that's what this album is. It's a very chuggy album. From the first song, well, the intro track, which is called Trapped, you would think it was kind of like a Septic Flesh kind of album, and then when it comes in with the punch on the butcher, you're just like, hell no, this is gonna be some pounding death metal. And it pretty much is. From first track to last, it is just screaming old school death metal. As I said, especially if you're into your jungle rot, this is definitely up that alley. Just the simplistic but heavy chugs, and the meaty riffs, and all that evil sound from it. The drums are very fast when they need to be, and they're very slow when they need to be. Like on some of the songs, there's like a really groovy kind of riff to it, and he's just playing a simple 8-beat or 4-beat or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, that's death metal if you ask me. And to be honest, it's death metal regardless. It's just sheer brilliance, this album. Bass wise, you're looking at a really simple but effective tone on the bass. It's just a natural sounding bass. It's not affected to fuck like with loads of reverb and all this shit going on, and no distortion. It's just a simple, sweet bass tone, and that's what I like to hear, especially when it regards to old school death metal, because in the old school type of time when this genre was coming about, you didn't have all those kind of strange effects that you do these days, but it's just straight up bass. There you go. That's what it does. And I like the kind of the brightness of the higher strings, particularly on some of the songs. I can't remember. I think it was on the song Sleep Terror. I think it was. You can hear little bits here and there. I can't remember off the top which song it was, but it's just a really nice bass tone. Guitar, you're looking at a quite muddy, filthy, heavy distorted tone, but not super distorted, I would say. It's kind of kicks back just a little bit, and it really does mash well with the bass and the drums, especially. It's just a headbanger of a guitar, bass and drum mix. It's really, really good. Right. Now, my favourite part of this album isn't the music, it's the fucking vocals. Tom, he's got a very nasty, low vocal to him. It's not super low that you can't hear him. I'm not joking, I hated this term so much until I heard this album, and it perfectly describes it. He's over-pronunciating every single fucking word, and it sounds evil. He's pushing right from the back of his lungs and pushing really hard to get that really, really evil death metal sound, and it kind of has the littlest hint of hardcore sort of vocals, and don't hate us for saying that, but yeah, that's what I kind of grab from this. Kind of a miniature bit of hardcore, but evil death metal vocals behind it, and the clarity behind it is super good. And especially on the Butcher. Whew, that's if you haven't grasped, that is my favourite song on the album. I love that song to bits, and eventually, if I get the chance, I probably might end up doing a vocal cover, because I do really like that song a lot. Other songs that I could particularly pick out are Sleep Terror. That is a very killer song, and Tombstone Crusher. the title track, which I do really like, in Malevolence, I was quite surprised with that one, because normally I'm not a fan of title tracks, but when I listened to that one, I really like the aggression behind it, especially on the Malevolence part. It definitely did want us to headbang that part, like. And I Am the War, the closing track for the album itself, was fantastic. I really, really dig that song, and I really dig the album. Now, the 10th song is the song Cryptic, if I can pronounce it right, Cryptic Realms, which is a cover of a Massacre song. And I've really started getting Massacre a little bit, so I was quite chuffed to read that song, and I was like, I don't think I've heard that one, so hopefully I'll be able to check the original and compare it, but I can't really compare it at the moment. So yeah, but it is a sick song at the end, and it's a great closer to the album, if you ask me. So yeah, this is definitely a great album. If you're into your old school death metal, as I said, Jungle Rot, Grave, maybe Vile, Cannibal Corpse era, or even the Bleeding era, if you like any of those two albums, like Cannibal Corpse, anything by Jungle Rot, or anything by Grave, definitely check out Bodyfarm's album Malevolence. It's so good. It's such a good album. And their new album I have listened to, it is a very good album as well. So no matter what you pick up with these guys, it's going to be sick. And personally, I just like to, if I can get it in camera, yeah, I just love that fucking album cover. It just looks evil, and I'll actually take it out so you can actually see it properly. Yeah, I just really dig that cover. And in all honesty, I've been having a little think recently, and I have to say the Bodyfarm logo, this logo especially, is one of my favourite band logos of all times. Yeah, sick logo and sick album artwork. And inside you get the lyrics, which aren't too clear, but yeah, I've just read them up online, so that's cool. And then there's the Mad Lads themselves. Awesome. So yeah, it's really good album. Definitely check it out if you're into your death metal. I'd really recommend it. And you also get the disc right there. Sick stuff. In the back. Yeah. If I had to give a score to this album out of 10, I'll definitely give it a solid 8 out of 10. A very solid album, and if you're into your death metal, definitely check it out. I'm definitely going to be picking up their newer album from 2013, The Coming Scourge, and I can't wait for that shirt to arrive as well. And I've seen on their big cartel, they've got the album artwork shirt of this with the Bodyfarm logo up and that figure just there. So I probably will end up getting that as well for the summer. Yeah, so yeah, this concludes my CD review, and thanks for watching my video. More CD reviews are on the way. A new updates and purchases is so close, I can near enough taste it. Full of CDs, shirts, quite a few DVDs as well, and bits and bobs, so keep an eye out for that. Also remember, down below, make sure you like my Facebook page, my fan page, whatever you want to fucking call it. Down below, click that. And also, if you go just a little bit further down, there's another link to my official Instagram where I post quite a few photos and stuff of stuff that I buy and bits and bobs. So yeah, check that out. And also a little bit further down than that, you can check out some other awesome YouTubers who do reviews and bits and bobs. So check them out. And also some links down there for stuff about Bodyfarm. I'll leave a link to their Facebook, their merch store, and I think whatever other links I can find, I'll put it down there. I'll even put the link to one of their music videos, and I'll even put a link to a couple of songs down below so you can check that out. So yeah, this concludes my CD review of the 2012 album from Bodyfarm entitled Malevolence. I'll see you until the next video, and remember, stay metal!